Good day to you. This is Todd. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. I am so glad that you've joined us today. We are talking today, as we're going through the book of Matthew, we're in chapter 8 right now. And today I want to talk to you about counting the cost, okay? So, and this is taken from Matthew 8, verses 18 through 22. All right, it says this. When Jesus saw the crowd around him, he gave orders to cross to the other side of the lake. Then a teacher of the law came to him and said, "Teacher, I will follow you wherever you go." Jesus replied, "Foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head." Another disciple said to him, "Lord, first let me go and bury my father." But Jesus told him, "Follow me and let the dead bury their own dead." Okay? A lot can be said of what I just read here. Now, as I travel around the world and go different places, even here in Florida, you go to historic homes of where people lived, okay? So we just went to, the family just recently went to Solomon's castle. And this was not the Solomon from the Bible, but another Solomon who built this little castle out of trash, really, or recycled material. And so we looked at his home. Then the next day we went to Bach Tower Garden, where Mr. Bach built this garden with his tower, and we also saw his home. Okay? You travel all around the world and you go to see where these famous people are, and you see their home. Okay? You go to the Holy Land, you are never going to go and see Jesus's home. Ever. Okay? Because Jesus didn't have a home. Okay? He was traveling around, and like it said, he said here, in verse 20, Jesus replied, "Foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head." Okay? He's traveling around. Okay? And in the same way that he had that attitude, I need to have that attitude also, that like, I'm not living for today. I can have this big fancy house, and like at the end of my life, it's like, oh, who cares? All right? Jesus, it will be in heaven, okay? And he knew eternity awaited him, of course, and the grandeur of heaven is above him. And then we also have that. So everything, I know, and there's that old song that goes, "This world is not my own, I'm just a passing through," okay? So, I have a house to live in right now, but I know this isn't my permanent house. I know we're probably going to live in it for quite a few years, but I'm not building it like a fortress, like I'm going to live here 200 years, because I'm not going to live here 200 years. And after I die, it's gone, So anyway, I wanted to bring that to you. Then it also says, another said, "First let me go and bury my father." But Jesus told him, "Follow me and let the dead bury their own dead." Okay? This was really an excuse, and this was a common excuse, and it was a saying, really, that would happen when anyone would say something, and they go, "Oh yeah, let me take care of my father first." Now let me tell you something. Most likely, this father had not just died yesterday, and they were like, "Oh, we got a funeral coming up, the day after tomorrow, and we got to bury him." No, it wasn't like that at all. Most likely, this was like, the father was like 40 years old, and he knew he'd be getting the inheritance in the next 20 years. And so he's like, I got to stick around and, take care of my father, because I need to wait for the inheritance to come. And so that's what he was saying. Let me first bury my father, which the father could be buried for, it'd take another 10, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever. So he wasn't in a rush, but this was a saying. And Jesus was like, no, let the dead bury their own dead, okay? And he wasn't being brash about this and harsh. He was in a way, but he was saying, if you're going to follow me, then follow me. Don't, make all these excuses and stuff and say, oh, I need to wait 20 years till my father is dead. No, you follow me now. The thing is, you need to count the cost when you're following Jesus. And this goes back to the parable also that Jesus told about sowing the seed, and you would sow it in different soils. Okay, you sow it in the good soil, and then you sow it in the rocky soil. people that the rocky soil, that represents people, they haven't really thought about the cost. They go to an evangelistic event and they say, hey, who wants to be saved? And they go, yeah, I do, I want to be saved. Okay, they don't count the cost, and like when they get in trouble the next day, they're like, no, I don't think I want to be a Christian anymore, and so it quickly dies out. Jesus is saying here, count the cost. Think about it carefully, because this could cost you. Ultimately, Christianity, me serving God, could very well cost me my life. Okay, and so I have to count the cost. Am I willing to give that up? Yeah, I'm willing to give that up. So each one of us have to count the cost of what it's going to cost you. And for me, I've counted the cost, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to serve the Lord. And if I will lose friends, I will lose possessions, most likely, and in the end, I'll probably lose my life for serving God. But that's just the way it is. Okay, so I've counted that cost. Thanks for watching. You need to count the cost. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I'll see you tomorrow as we continue going through the book of Matthew. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.